Ron, where are you? Where is Ron right now? You done messed up, Ron!
Ron is right here, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Guys, I can't even believe what I'm about to show you. Grant Cardone done messed up this time. Grant Cardone, you know, the thing is, it's not even that he made a mistake. He made the mistake of actually saying what he really believes. Because when you're Grant Cardone, being honest is a mistake. There's a reason this guy lies his butt off whenever his mouth is moving. I want to show you Grant Cardone talking about how he succeeds in getting money from black people. Check this out for yourself, guys. See if this is as crazy to you as it is to me that he actually said this out loud. I mean, we can argue about whether it is crazy that he even thinks it. But right now I'm focused on the saying it out loud part. So this is an excerpt from an interview that he did with Laura Trump. The name of her channel is The Right View with Laura Trump. I'm going to enter in. It's a 28-minute interview. I'm only going to show you a couple minute segment. They're talking about the effectiveness of his internet marketing. And Grant makes reference to the fact that about half of his investors are black people under the age of 40. I don't know how he would know that, but he's saying it. Let's just jump right into it. Here is Grant Cardone with Laura Trump.
I think that I'm not tasteful half the time. Like, I'm not. I mean, I look at stuff and I cringe. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting on the top I'm sitting on a Rolls Royce on the.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to go check that one out.
And I'm literally throwing money, you know, like, so anyway, what I'm trying to do though is, you know, that's not going to appeal to you, right? But there's audiences.
That's not going to appeal to you. Who's you? Laura Trump, women, white people? Let's find out.
And I think the reason we have done well there is because it's very raw, it's fast, it's unedited, it's you know, a little bit in your face. About half my audience is black under the age of 40. How did a white guy attract an audience? Like if I'm out in public and I see a 55-year-old white man or a 25-year-old black kid, the black kid knows who I am. There's like, wow. there's a 10 times better chance, 10x, that the black kid knows me. Now, the reason is because we go after that audience and we're talking to them in very street terms, if you will, very not big nomenclature, vocabularies, you know, we just keep everything very tight and simple. And at the same time, we've had, you know, raised $1 billion in the last 3 years over the internet from accredited investors. So we're hitting both bands. Oh, they're all on social media. The whole world's there.
We're hitting both bands. You know, Saturday Night Live could turn this into a skit. The Grant Cardone impression. Yeah. I'm Grant Cardone. Have you seen my jet? We're currently raising money from investors on both ends of the spectrum. On one end of the spectrum, we've got the accredited investors. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have the blacks. We're raising money from accredited investors and the blacks. And to reach them, you got to speak in small words. It's why I sound like such a moron. You got to reach them at their level. My friend Damon John taught me that. I mean, oh my God. Like, is it just me? Am I reading too much into this? Do you hear this the way that I do? First of all, one thing that sticks out is him saying that he cringes himself at the type of marketing that they do. Okay, so that just screams that he's being inauthentic when part of Grant's brand is that he is just being authentic. So him sitting on a Rolls Royce, making it rain, it sounds an awful lot like what he's saying is, it's really cringy, guys, and that wouldn't appeal to you folk. But we do it to reach the young black kids. I mean, that's how it sounds to me, guys. Let's listen to this one more time. I want to hear it one more time.
I think that I'm not tasteful half the time. Like, I'm not. I mean, I look at stuff and I cringe. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting on the top I'm sitting on a Rolls Royce on the.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to go check that one out.
And I'm literally throwing money, you know, like, so anyway, what I'm trying to do though is, you know, that's not going to appeal to you, right? But there's audiences, and I think the reason we have done well there is because it's very raw, it's fast, it's unedited. There's an audience out there. That's the only way you can stop them, because you're competing with all this other stuff, right? About half my audience is black under the age of 40. If I'm out in public and I see a 55-year-old white man or a 25-year-old black kid, the black kid knows who I am. Now, the reason is because we go after that audience and we're talking to them in very street terms, if you will, very not big nomenclature, vocabularies, you know, we just keep everything very tight and simple. And at the same time, we've had, you know, raised $1 billion in the last 3 years over the internet from accredited investors. So we're hitting both bands.
The thing is, he doesn't just say young people. He says young Black people. Now, the thing is, we have to ask ourselves, because Grant is such a BSer. I'm not even sure we can take his word for it, that like when he says half of my investors are Black people under the age of 40. Honestly, how would Grant Cardone even know that? If he's raising money from people on the internet, are we to believe that when you go to invest money with Cardone Capital, there's some sort of a box where you check off your race, your ethnicity? I find that a little hard to believe. That would be interesting if it's true, but I kind of doubt that it's true. So on the one hand, I think Grant's just sort of pulling facts and figures out of his butt. And yet on the other hand, he does reveal what is going through his head. And to me, it sounds a lot like the reason I've adopted this ridiculous, over-the-top, cringy persona that's showing off cars and jets and cash and watches is because I believe that is how I can reach the young Black community. And when we consider that Grant Cardone pitches these investment opportunities by using fraudulent claims, lies. Grant Cardone is a fake guru. He's a con artist. He's a fraud. He also happens to be a recruiter for a human trafficking cult called Scientology and one of the biggest financial supporters. I think it says something that Grant's strategy seems to be to target the young Black community that he sees as uneducated and unsophisticated. And from a professional standpoint, you would have to ask, why is your business model to reach an audience that you believe doesn't actually know what they're doing? It's because Grant Cardone is a fraud. He's pitching fraudulent investment opportunities. And I don't mean Ponzi schemes. I mean, these opportunities are nowhere near as attractive as he makes them appear to be in his marketing. And this is part of the reason Grant Cardone's in trouble with the FBI. I'd be shocked to find out that Grant isn't also in trouble with the SEC and the IRS based on some information that I've also received. So anyway, wanted to share this with you guys. Every now and then you get a rare opportunity to really glimpse under the hood and see what's going on over there in Cardone land. All right, everybody, that's all I have on this for now. Thank you for watching and listening. Thanks to everybody who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe